Cranial Chronicles. Have you ever given your brain much thought beyond whether or not you could achieve the grades you wanted? Whether you have a natural aptitude for math or more of a tendency to doodle in the margins? What about your brain health? The discovery and chronicles throughout my first book were all about my autistic and ADHD brain post-diagnosis. It was a wild time. It was intense and confusing. There was a catatonic unpacking of a lot of shit. There's an unfathomable rhetoric about labels when people seek assessments and diagnoses as if they will hinder or tarnish. Yet, understanding how my brain works, why it functions differently to the general population has without doubt saved my life. The torment I have endured throughout my years, even of my own doing, has been because I didn't know my brain. I spent so much time inside my mind fighting against it and not working with it, perpetually setting myself up to fail and then hating on myself for being a failure. Worse still, I self-medicated to try and feel normal or to drown out the little gremlin in my skull. Do you know what deteriorates your precious brain health? Deprecating self-talk and alcohol. After a solid 18 months of exploring the inner workings of my grey matter and forgiving its little nuances in place of chastising them, slowly but surely I began to let go. Brain and I were no longer enemies, but were tentatively becoming actual friends. Like a neglected puppy I was rescuing, I had to gain her trust, feed her, take care and love her so that she would flourish and overcome her previous traumas. Therapy, appropriate medication for the ADHD, and finally breaking up with my toxic partner, alcohol. It's funny I don't ever remember being taught how to look after my brain. I do remember every single time I was told I should be thin and pretty, quiet, compliant, how to work as hard as I possibly could and always strive to work harder and earn more and spend more and be more. There's a fuck ton of unlearning taking place. The little inner skull gremlin is still there sometimes, but brain and I are holding hands now, embracing the good and facing the shitty bits stronger together. I heard on a podcast recently, should is just could with shame attached. It hit deep, and I urge you to also work on eliminating should from your self-sabotage arsenal. So what? I'm chronically disorganised at domesticity. Who cares? Not me. Do you know what my mind is capable of, though? Turns out, more than I ever thought, ever believed possible. For 40 years, my brain was hidden in a shadowed recess, tucked in the airing cupboard of my body, somewhere under the spare towels and long-forgotten linens. Each word I had written, every page began a beautiful unravelling I wasn't expecting. I'd emptied out the cupboard and inside found a gift, a present that was meant for me so many years ago, stashed and lost accidentally. Hello, brain. No longer in the confines of that musty corner, silenced by the tick and hum of the boiler. Cradling my prize, I brought her out into the light, and what a sight, my magnificent mind.